Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Happy Sunday. And really beautiful day out here in South Carolina. So pretty excited about the sun. We've had a little bit, but it's been a little rainy on and off. So it's always good to see the sun and be able to kick our day off with a little sunshine. So wanted to keep to the schedule here and also keep with the theme for our Sunday coffee talks and to really make them all about how do we tap into some positivity? How do we take that and really grow? Whether that's just today or if it's growing for tomorrow or maybe just in the future. So what I want to do today is I'm going to share something from this guy right here, which is stay positive, encouraging quotes and messages to fuel your life with positive energy. Who doesn't want positive energy, right? So that's what we're going to do. I got one thing in here I want to share. And it also, I put it in the title of this, and that is Pruning the Bad. The harvest is coming. Because it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. We'll talk about that. I want to talk a little bit about positive reflection and really just thinking about what we can really say, you know what, there's something positive that's already happened. Let's build on that. So really today is just a little daily dose of some inspiration, motivation, and really allowing you to fuel up and be ready with some of that positive energy to go out there and just really crush your week in a good, positive way. So yeah, I wanted to just see who is joining us here today. I know it's a Sunday and it's early for a lot of you, but I see some of you guys are now tuning in after Facebook has let people know that we are live. It's always interesting to push live because you don't really know on the other side if there's actually notifications happening and if people are, maybe they're not ready for the coffee talk or they got busy. So I understand how that can all work. But it looks like we've got a few of you in the house here. We've got Salama in the house. What's up, Salama? Karen in the house. Good morning. So nice out. Tackling lots of yard work. Yeah, I've got a little yard work on my agenda today too. And I actually enjoy the yard work now. It kind of allows me to, I don't know. It's kind of like therapeutic in a sense. What's up, James? Good morning to you as well. Justin, morning, brand rockers. What's up? Derek, Atlanta in the house. We must stay positive even in bad times. Yes, that is the thread here today. That is the message. And hopefully what we can do is we can take that and really bring that out into the world with just one day at a time. There's one thing that my mother taught me years ago, and I don't know, some of you know my story. But when I was growing up, my mother was going through a lot of internal struggles, a lot of mental illness, and was an alcoholic. And she was a recovering alcoholic from the time I was probably around 8, maybe 9 years old. And she was sober for over 20 plus years before she passed. She passed at 50 years old, which is kind of crazy that I'm going to be 47 or 48 and my mother was 50 when she passed, but makes you really appreciate what you have. But the one thing that she taught me from her going through counseling and going through AA meetings and all of that was just the one saying, one day at a time, right? And I think we have to use that in anything in life, not just recovering from drug addiction or alcoholism or just anything. So I think it's really, really important that we do that. And it all starts with this up here, and it all starts with getting the right messaging and the right messages up here and the right people. My wife and I were just having a conversation this morning about that because sometimes it's sad, but your family, depending, can be the reason why you are the way you are. And there's no one's fault at that. It's someone else's upbringing or someone else's motives or whatever. But we do need to say to ourselves, are we being influenced by people in our lives. And hopefully you being here is allowing you to be able to somewhat give yourself that positive energy, right? Because I do believe positive energy will outweigh the negative. It depends on what you focus on. And what I want to do here on these Sunday talks is really dig deep into that area, because a lot of times we don't get enough of it, or maybe you don't get enough of it in your own life and you need this, right? So even if you don't come to our daily coffee talks, come to the Sunday one, because this here will always be something that I pull from either a book or maybe a quote that really inspired me, got me thinking. But today is all about pruning. And sometimes we got to prune the people in our lives. Sometimes. Now, I don't want to give up on anybody, because I always want to give people chances. But in the same breath, you have to take care of yourself first. We all have to take care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves mentally and physically, we're not going to be able to do the things that we want to do in life. And I think it's really, really important that we understand that. All right. So today isn't like a business strategy, although your business will grow if you get this right up here. And if we really are able to have a good mindset. And today also can be incorporated into a business, because we're talking about pruning and then harvesting. Okay. So pruning and harvesting. So before I do share my little quote here, my little saying here that I want to share with you, what I want to do is I want to get a little bit of feedback from you guys. All right. Rebecca, what's up? Good morning. Deborah, how are you? Awesome. Grace, what's up? Salama, nature therapy is good. Love walking on grass, bare feet. That's nice. You're right, Salama. That's a great thing to do. You know what? Crew? Maybe you should try that today. Salama, I like that. It's funny. I was out in the yard the other day, walking barefoot in the grass, and I didn't really pay much attention to it. Although I will now. And you're right. It's like you're closer to nature. I was literally just outside by the pool with my wife. We were having our morning cup of coffee together. The sun was out, a beautiful day, watching the birds. We had a deer in our backyard, just out there with the dogs. And there is therapy in that. We also, my daughter, Kayla, who loves horses, we actually yesterday went to a horse farm, and we're going to be leasing a horse for my wife and her to be a part of taking care of that horse. The girl who has the horse, she's going off to college to be a vet, and she wants to just cover her costs, but she wants her horse taken care of. But for us, it's therapy. Like, we go there and it's out in the country. It's peaceful, a lot of horses, but really quiet. So for us, it is getting in touch with nature and animals and all of that stuff. So sometimes we got to do that, right? But we got to also commit to it. We have committed to it financially and weekly. So sometimes that's what we have to do. Yeah, Derek, I appreciate that. Yeah, my mother was young when she passed. She was 50. Fell asleep, never woke up. Heart attack, but the heart attack was kind of came from stress, and also all the medications that she was taking to try to really get herself normalized, in a sense, to be able to feel normal, because she was always battling some just depression and things like that. So I have a weakness for mental health, probably something I'll go into deeper as I go out there and try to make an impact on the world, because that does sit with me. I was raised with that, but I was also raised with a lot of great lessons that came from that. What's up, Mike Smiley? Always got to smile when you hear Mike Smiley. Let's see. Walk positive and prune the weeds. Yeah, I love that. Great. Watch out for glass when you walk bare feet. Yeah, totally. I think I'm good in my backyard, but yeah, I get it. I pruned and did a lot of weeding today and spent 5 hours listening to your podcast episodes. Nice. Justin, what was your favorite out of those 5? Dr. Schultz said, touch the earth every day. Walking barefoot on grass is the best way. That's awesome. I love that, actually. That's a great thing that we probably all should try and do. Karen says, my daughter was into horses for all of her teen years. Best thing ever. Yeah, it is. It's therapeutic. I'm telling you, it really, truly is. And I'm excited for my daughter. And I'm excited for all of us to be able to have that. So All right, cool. So let me ask you guys a question. Okay. What seeds are you planting in your life right now? And you can give me business seeds or you can give me life seeds. And what I mean by that is what are you putting out there that you believe is going to make your life better, right? So what is something that you are planting in your life or in your business, doesn't matter. And what are you planting right now? Like daily or weekly or monthly? What is something that you're doing? And I look at planting as like, it could be a new habit, right? You're planting a new habit into your life to make you better or to make you feel better or to give you more performance or to make you think clearer. What are you doing right now? Now, with that, okay, there's also things that you might plant that don't do well for you. And that's where the pruning comes in. So again, when I read my stay positive quote, you guys will hear what that is. Okay. So let's get a little feedback here. Let's get a little back and forth. I would love to hear what you are planting. And while I'm waiting for that, like I said, planting a seed could be as simple as planting a new simple habit in your day, right? Like that could be one thing. Also, planting a negative seed could be having a soda every day for lunch, right? Maybe that's a negative seed. Maybe we got to prune that one, right? So we can look at the different seeds that we're planting in our life that will have a long tail effect. But we have to look at that. Is it a positive or is it a negative? And also we might put something into play and go, oh, now that we've done that, we should probably get rid of that because it's not serving me well. Justin. Okay. So Justin says, my favorite 6-step process in building a brand. Oh, nice. Awesome. Don't forget to take a sip. Thank you, Justin, for reminding me. I appreciate that. And I do think the one big takeaway I would love for you guys to do, and I think Salama had said it first, and now Mike Smiley had said, Dr. Schultz said, touch the earth every day. Walking barefoot on grass is the best way. I love that. We should give that a try. Okay, Lydia says, tiny habits, doing 25 squats every morning before I brush my teeth. Awesome, right? Like that's a great seed that you planted, right? It's something that will benefit you. It'll benefit your body. It'll benefit your mental state, right? It's going to give you a little bit of a burst of energy. It's going to make you feel good. And the accomplishment of doing it will also trigger something in your brain that will make you feel accomplished. So I love that. Let's see. Derek says, I post something every day about healthy eating on my personal page in those types of groups I follow. Nice. So again, doing that it makes you feel good, which can then in turn help someone else. But again, that's a positive, sorry guys. That's a positive seed that you're planting, right? That's exactly what we're doing. And that's exactly what we want to do. So that's awesome. Let's see, James, I plant seeds by talking to my market every day and listening to them. They give me ideas. I give them ideas. I really enjoy listening to them. Yeah, that's awesome. So again, when you're doing that, you're setting the seed to allow them, and the growth of that seed is getting the feedback. And then from there, you're putting something out that you learned from that back into the marketplace. And that's good, right? Now there's going to be some seeds that you might plant. They don't take, and that's okay. Salama, raising my energy with my morning routine to work on my mind, body, soul, and living my true life, which then ripples out to my family, community, society, and the world at large. Love that. Love that. Grace, outing myself with my perfectionist tendencies. Woo, that's a yes, Grace. We could totally relate. I used to be that type of person. At times, I still want things done the right way, but I've also learned to let go in order to grow. So yeah, I do like that. Rebecca, waking up early and meditating for a few minutes before I start the day. Yeah, Rebecca, that's awesome. And as far as meditating for you, do you use an app or are you doing it just yourself in silence? I'm just curious because a lot of times people find it hard to meditate. When I meditate, it's generally through an app. I use Headspace. I also have these here on my desk. You guys probably have never seen these, but check these out. So to see these rocks. So here's the deal with these. Let me explain this. It's a little random, but I'm going to share it with you guys. So see this, right? So there's a lot of round edges. Well, inside of Headspace, he tells you in one of the exercises to find a rock that has smooth edges. All right. So I found a pile of these. They're all kind of like, they're on like a stick of some kind. And there's a pad on the bottom. So you know, see if you get the price tag still on it. What did I pay for that? I paid $9.99 at Marshall's for this. So it looks cool, but also what it does is it sits over there, over on my corner there. And what it does is it reminds me that when I'm either here working or even if I just see it, it will be a reminder. And what you do is, let's say that I'm working and I'm kind of in that in between of like, I work for an hour, I'm going to work for another hour, but I'm going to take a break. What he suggests that you do is you take one rock that has smooth edges and you just put it somewhere on your desk. And then what you do is you just glance over at it. And this is consciously, you look over at it and then you just gaze at it, almost like you're daydreaming. And then you just kind of let your focus go out of focus as you're glaring at the rock. And he's found that softer edges work better because harder edges, obviously, it's like a sharper, harder edge, right? So that's why I have these rocks on my desk. So yeah, that's something that I do on a regular basis. And the reason why I have this here is because it reminds me to do that. So again, sometimes we need those triggers to remind ourselves. And not to mention, it looks pretty cool. But my grandfather, who he probably is rolling in his grave right now, that I paid $10 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rocks. He would say, Scott, what are you doing? Right? Because he wouldn't get it. Right? He's old school. He's a farmer. Threw a lot of rocks away. But man, it's a good business selling rocks, I guess, right? It's a good example of how you can take rocks and sell them to a market that is into meditation. So anyway, thought that was funny. Let's see. Justin, I love discovering new keywords by planting seed words. Yes, that's a good one. So a business thing here is the more that we drop out there, the more we're going to get feedback back from the market. We're going to start to see what we're ranking for and all of that stuff. I love that too, Justin. I love that part of it. It's like we're mining for gold, right? I look at this like in business. I look at like when we're dropping keywords out there, I'm testing. They're like little test holes, right? And if you guys aren't familiar with what I'm interested in as far as TV shows, Gold Rush is a big one. And Dave Turin, who I also mentioned that I just interviewed him, he's going to be on in about 3 weeks, but I already interviewed him. It was awesome, by the way. Cool guy. But man, let me tell you something. It's a lot like that because you don't know until you test that ground. And even after you test that ground, you might only have tested one area that's really good and the rest of it isn't. But you don't know until you actually drop some seeds out there by taking action, right? So the same idea with keywords. The other thing is, and we talked about this recently, is if we do like a digital funnel, right? Well, we're going to have a digital product that leads to another digital product. And the way that we test that gold mine is we need to run Facebook ads to it maybe, right? And then we can test that out. It's always about, testing, but then also dropping those seeds out there. So I love that, by the way. Karen, when I was working 65 hours a week, I didn't realize how much I let go of that I enjoy doing, like gardening. I feel like I'm less tired and stressed. I feel like I'm stopping more to enjoy people, getting so much more done, and now starting to implement exercise and morning routine. I will slowly add more, just enjoying life a lot more. I love that, Karen. And I love it that you're starting to really be familiar with yourself, right? And your thoughts. So I think that's really, really cool. And I'm right there with you. When I'm outside, like today, I'm going to make a decision to go outside. I already made the decision, but now I got to do it, right? So after I get off with you guys, probably finish up my coffee with my wife. And then from there, I'm going to go outside and spend a couple of hours. I've got, a few areas that I want to go out there and trim up some shrubs. And, I want to pick up some limbs that fell down in the side of the house where the woods are, and just little things, right? But I'm looking forward to it. Right. And so I think if we can get out there and shut everything down for a little bit and just enjoy nature, it is therapeutic. So I love that. Okay. Kate says, listening to good quality audio every day, reading, and really trying to get more sleep to feel rested and rejuvenated each day. And that's a tough one. That's a tough one because you got to be committed to either go to bed early or you got to be committed to get up later. And I have a tough time getting up later, because then I feel like my whole day is out of rhythm. I was just talking to my wife about that this morning. She's like, why don't you just sleep in an hour more on Sundays? And I'm like, because it's my rhythm. It's like, if I don't, or if I do, I feel like my whole day is off. But it's a mental thing for me, because sometimes maybe I need to break that routine. But it's hard for me. So even if I went to bed at 11 versus 10, I'm still getting up at the same time. So I might not be as rested, which then in turn isn't going to make me feel as energetic. But the cool thing is this, and I did this the other day, which I might start implementing this, is maybe a little power nap in the afternoon. My grandfather, who was a farmer, he used to take a little power nap after he would get done with lunch. So he would go out in the fields in the morning, and then he'd come in for lunch every day, the same time, 12 o'clock. And my grandmother would make lunch. And then from there, he would go take a little nap in his chair. And then he'd get back up. He'd go out and he'd work another 4 hours in the field. Right. But there's something about those little power naps. You just can't go into a deep sleep. The minute you go into a deep sleep, you're going to be sluggish. It's not going to feel good. But anyway, yeah. Let's see here. Derek, the gyms are reopening, but I do not think during COVID-19 is a place to go. So I am going to build my home gym. Yeah, I'm not going to a gym either. I haven't anyway in a long time. I just don't like it. It's not convenient for me. I got to go there. I got to get dressed. I got to go there. I got to, wait for equipment sometimes. It's a whole 2-hour process. I would much rather just do it here. I've got a home gym that I have in my garage. I've got everything I need there, and I don't need anything else. And I've got a lot of hills here to climb in my neighborhood. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not going to a gym. Salma, important to recharge like our phones need to be charged. Yes, you are right. Rebecca, I start with some deep breathing exercises that bring me into a relaxed state, still learning to run the day and not letting the day run us. I need to prune my perfectionist tendencies like Grace. Yeah, well, you know what? The first thing is being aware. And it sounds like you are aware of that. So that's okay. The first thing is admitting you have a problem, right? Or, you have something that you want to work on. So I think that's the first step. So that's awesome. All right. Now let me, before I read this, we'll close with that. What I wanted to do is also, I want you guys to give me a win for the past week. I think it's important for us to think about a win. And I did this the other day, but I want to do it again. I want to do it more frequently, because I don't think that we do it enough. And I think we always focus on the things that didn't work or the things that we're frustrated with, but we don't focus on the things that actually worked and give ourselves credit and feel good about that and take that on, for the upcoming week. So what is one thing, and it can be small, it doesn't have to be big. What is one thing that you did this past week that you can give yourself a little pat on the back? What's one thing? One thing. Just share that in the comments. I want to know. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get into my little read here real quick. And then we'll wrap it up and we'll get out there and we'll enjoy the rest of the day. I'm going to take a sip of coffee because you guys didn't remind me. And that coffee is delicious, by the way. All right, let's wait and see what we got here. All right, here we go. We got Kate. My wins for the week: completed the Pinterest class. All right, awesome. That is a really big accomplishment. It was a 2-week training. It was awesome, by the way. And Kate, I believe you were on the live call yesterday, but just a little side note, the recording from yesterday is in the process of being just basically taken down from Zoom, and then it's going to be put up in the members portal. So you'll get that. You'll be getting that. So it was really good call. Really good call. Another 1.5-hour call. We did a whole bunch of reviews of people's accounts, pins, and also answered a bunch of questions. So that was awesome. And it was really cool to do it with my daughter, to be honest with you. My 24-year-old, who's, by the way, 7 months pregnant right now. She's going to be due here pretty soon. So we're looking forward to that. So let's see here. Donna, building my website. Awesome. Derek, paid all my bills. Love that, right? That feels good. Good. Took a chance and went live on Instagram. Got over the overthinking. That is a huge win right there, Grace. And you know what? Here's the thing you need to do next. Do it again. Right? Just build on it. Build on it. That's awesome. My win is the chance to talk with you. My win is the chance to talk with you. I've made a schedule for next week and what needs to be done. I'm ready to move forward. Thank you. Yeah. And Karen, you're going to do great. And I'm super excited for all of the opportunities that you have, but really the plan that we kind of laid out for you on our call. Karen and I did a private coaching call together. It was a hot seat session also that will be aired inside of Brand Creators Academy, but it was really good. So I'm super excited to share that inside of there. But yeah, sometimes that's what you need. You just need another set of eyes, right? I love being able to zoom out on someone's business or even life for that matter and try to figure out ways that we can leverage things that you're already doing or assets that you currently have and not doing some of the stuff that you think is, the right things to do for you right now. You might have to put them off and only focus on these things. And I think we identified a bunch of those. So that's awesome. Justin, one win. I opened about 50 unopened emails that were over 1 week old. Okay, cool. So you were putting them off. It sounds like you needed to get that inbox cleaned up. Derek, I start building out my website. That's a win. Mandadur, my win was the first time to try a contest to build an email list. We had 300 new emails added over 4 days. That's awesome. Congrats on that. Mike Smiley, I finished the Facebook ad strategy course from Ezra and have made fabulous progress on getting everything set up. I feel like I might even know what I'm doing. That's awesome, Mike. Great job. So yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. We need to give ourselves credit, right? You guys are doing things. If you're doing things, you need to give yourself credit, even if you don't have the result as far as the extra sales, or you don't have the physique, or you don't have the right clarity 100%. You're still doing something that is going to allow you to get to where you want to go, but you got to give yourself credit. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to open it up. All right. So this here was the one that I wanted to read to you guys. Okay. And there's a lot of great quotes in here, a lot of great messaging, but this one here, it really resonated with myself, but also I thought you guys would probably be able to take some, some thoughts away and maybe apply it to your life or your business. And that's actually why I wanted to do this call today on Sunday and really kind of hone in on this. But here it is. Pruning is necessary for growth to happen. What looks bad today leads to greater growth and a harvest in the future. Whatever you are going through, trust that a harvest is coming. One more time. We got to do it one more time. All right. Pruning is necessary for growth to happen. What looks bad today leads to greater growth and a harvest in the future. Whatever you are going through, trust that a harvest is coming. So no matter what you feel right now, as long as you are taking steps to go forward, understand the harvest is coming. It will come, by the way. And it'll come in small waves. It'll come in big waves. But you got to keep taking action. You got to keep putting yourself out there. You got to keep taking small action steps every single day. And if you do, you are planting seeds for yourself, for maybe your family, maybe your business, right? There's things that you need to consider doing that you're not doing yet because you're either afraid or you're trying to be perfect. Plant the seeds. The only way the seeds can grow is if we plant them. If I have an envelope full of 12 seeds, I can't see them grow if I don't tear it open and put them in the ground. Okay? Yes, the ground that I pick might not be the best ground right now, right? But I don't know that yet. Okay? Maybe I don't know all about the soil, but I got a much greater chance for them to grow and for me to find out if they'll grow by planting those seeds. So we got to plant the seeds, guys. Okay? We got to take action as hard as it is sometimes. And Grace, I'm going to, kind of call you out in a positive way. You faced your fear of putting yourself out there, about being perfect, maybe about being judged because you're on live video. And you know what? You did it. And you got through it. And you're like, you know what? That wasn't so bad, right? And now who knows what's going to come from that? That could be that one, what I call take action moment that you did something. You faced your fears. And now where is that going to lead you? Where is that one action step going to lead Grace? We don't know. But all I do know is by you doing that, you've got a much greater chance to keep moving forward because you've actually done something. We're not just processing it up here and thinking about what we can do and then, oh my gosh, but what if I do this and if I do that and what if that happens? And we don't need to play those stories. Some of that stuff's never going to happen. Okay. And if some of it does, it's probably not going to be the end of the world. Right. So we got to put ourselves out there and we got to do it. And Grace says, thanks, Scott. No, it wasn't that bad. Awesome. And Derek says, true seeds don't grow in bad soil. And that is true. Mandarin, or is it Manander? It's this one right here. It's from John Gordon and Daniel Decker. And it's full of these great quotes. There's also one on this page right here. I'll just read that one. You aren't a true success unless you help others be successful, right? You aren't a true success unless you help others be successful. What does that mean for someone that's in business? It means help someone get a result from your product or your content. By you helping someone else get success, you will be successful. Remember that. If you're trying to sell bass fishing gear and you help someone else become a better bass fisherman, guess what? You win, right? And they win. It's a great quote, right? Just pull that right out of the book, okay? And that's how we apply it to our own life. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up for our Sunday edition of our Take Action morning show, our Take Action crew, and all of you guys that are here live. I want to thank you guys for taking a little bit of time out of your day. And hopefully this will get you ready for next week, which also reminds me that I wanted to remind you to make sure that today, we talked about this in the past, today, take 1 hour, maybe a half hour, and really start jotting down on a piece of paper, what does the upcoming week look like for you? Not the next 90 days. What is tomorrow? What is the next day? What is the next week look like for you? And if you can get prepared to go into the week with what you want to get done, man, you've got a lot of focused time now to focus on exactly what you want to do and what you should be doing. You're not guessing. So make sure you do the prep work. It's all about the prep work. We got to prep before we actually get in there, right? So prep. Today's a prep day. Prep for next week. When you're going to go there, you're going to get in the game. It's kind of like we're getting ready for the Sunday football game, right? We practice all week, and then Sunday, we gotta go. We gotta play, right? Game starts tomorrow. Get yourself prepped and planned today. Take an hour out. Take a half hour out. Whatever you can, and get clear on what you're supposed to be doing this upcoming week. That way, you'll go out there and you'll crush it. All right. So, all right, guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. If you guys want to go back and listen to any of the past coffee talks, all you got to do is go right here if you're on YouTube, and you'll be able to see all the past coffee talks there. Pick one, only one right now that will better serve you today or tomorrow with what you need help with right now. We've covered a lot of stuff so far, and we got a lot more we're going to be doing. But make sure that you come back here 10 a.m. Eastern time. Tell your friends to come on over and have coffee with us. That's what I would really love for you to do. All right, guys. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. Have an awesome, amazing day. Take care. Take action. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.